Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm Daya Nath, and I am here to talk about some networking tips. And tonight, actually, some virtual background tips and things to do when you're on Zoom. Now, when I say Zoom, it doesn't mean like just Zoom. Sort of like Kleenex doesn't mean I won't use a store brand tissue when I ask you for a Kleenex. Zoom now is any video conferencing. We're kind of starting to use that word. Like in the South, we say have a Coke. Well, we don't necessarily mean Coke. We mean something in the soda, non-alcoholic variety. And so you have to kind of fit this to your own platform. So there's like Google Meets, Google Hangouts, WebEx, BlueJeans. I don't even know how many of them there are. So basically, just what I wanted to share with you tonight is like when to use virtual backgrounds, how to set up your lighting, how to actually talk to the computer so that you're connecting with your audience or the other people in your family or your workspace. Like we're using it for everything now, so definitely work situations, networking situations, going to events versus just hanging out with your friends, going to weddings and memorial services. This is all taking place now on video conferencing. And some people were very used to using video conferencing before March of this year, and some people are still experiencing video conferencing now for just the first time. You can connect on your phone, you can connect on your laptop, you can have an old style PC desktop computer and put in a camera. You can order a camera on Amazon or whatever online retailer you can get a hold of and put those on your computer and hook them up. So we're all doing this right now. So we want to actually make a good first impression. So you'll see tonight I have a black screen behind me. Yesterday I had a green screen behind me. So the thing with the green screen is if you are on a meeting, you can select via Zoom an alternate background. So this is something that really comes in handy when you're going to a meeting with a lot of people. So if you're going to a networking meeting with 20, 30, sometimes 100 people, putting the virtual background with your logo on it separates you from the rest of it. It makes some sort of impact. So a lot of people are sitting in their living room. Some people are just sitting behind a wall, in front of a wall of books, and that's great and can be very professional. And it's also not very unique. I do suggest having a darker colored background when you design your background. You can design it on Canva or PowerPoint. You can have somebody graphically design one for you, and you just upload it into Zoom, into your virtual backgrounds, and then it will be projected if you have a green screen. I do recommend using a green screen. If you use something else, you can get pixelated and fade off into the background, and it's just distracting. So that's one thing that I do choose to use the virtual background for. If I'm in a coffee meeting, one-to-one, just with another person, I don't use that as much. Sometimes I do, but usually it's more just either a plain background or being outside or being in front of a bookcase or something like that. Something that's a little bit more natural and comfortable to you. Setting up, you want to have a light, like a ring light. So this is what I have here. It attaches right to the top of my laptop, and that just puts light on your face. Staring at it all day, I don't recommend having it on all the time. So if you don't need it on, like if you're on an inter-team meeting with your colleagues, as opposed to having it with a client or doing a networking meeting, those are better times to use it because it's bright light in your face. But that makes you not be backlit, so you don't look like you're in the witness protection program or have like half of your side shaded and the other side. So you're definitely going to want some sort of microphone or headset. This is a very inexpensive headset. I think it was like 20 bucks. And you just plug that into your computer, and that filters out the background noise, the dogs, the cars going by, the children playing, even the TV on. Somebody else in your house is watching television. You definitely want that to be filtered out on a work conversation. So one other thing or another thing is if you do a presentation. So if you are going to actually do some sort of speaking, oh, before I get to that, making if you're using a laptop, making it eye level to you. So you're going to want to fit in the screen, have your head in the screen, and that usually means you're going to have to put a shoebox or a couple of thick books underneath your laptop so that it makes eye-to-eye contact. So it's not looking up your nose, or it's not looking down and just catching this shiny part of your forehead when you're having conversations and you're having meetings with people. So one thing to be mindful of there, though, is if your laptop gets hot, then you're going to want to invest in a stand, or you're going to want to use something like a milk crate, Jaffa block situation. So that's something I'm going to use now in addition to my laptop stand to do a standing presentation. So when you are doing an actual presentation where you're using a script or an introduction, you are going to want to be standing. There went my ring light, and that's totally okay. So now I can back up and give myself some space. I can't see myself, so I'm just going to go with this. Yep, nope, can't see myself. So anyway, this is where you'd want to stand back and be in front of your screen. You'd want to make sure that your screen is high enough. See, my screen is a green screen. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but if you're doing this presentation, you're going to want it to be to where people can see you and your hand gestures. So all the public talks on speaking say that you should use hand gestures, and so you're not going to be able to see those, and your energy is not going to come across when you're doing any kind of presentation or public speaking if you're just sitting in front of your laptop. So just talking about effectiveness, this is how people know you now. This is how people would normally come up and talk to you. You'd shake hands, you would greet, you would sit over a cup of coffee, actually really getting to know somebody. And now video conferencing is how we do things. So while that's our only method, we should make the best of it, right? So again, I have tons of tips and tricks, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. Just PM me. I'm Daya Naif, and follow me for more videos, more tips, and have a great night.